Joe Rogan is reacting to Zelensky and what they're doing out there, where as much as the back and forth people are seeing the feud, we are very close to potential World War III, and people are just flirting with this idea. You know what? It's not a big deal. You can send the long-range missiles. It's going to be okay. Okay, Zelensky, let's send the long-range missiles to Putin. Okay, Putin. Hey, here's what's going to look like if you F with us. This is what these nuclear weapons we send you. No, it's okay. It's not. Nothing's going to happen. And so Joe is sitting here saying this. Go ahead, Rob.
I think we're about to see a new version of Joe Rogan. Because when's the last time Joe Rogan reinvented himself? You've always give him his flowers and his shine. Well, he can do MMA, he can do comedy, he can do interviews, he can do so many different things. But think about it. When has he ever publicly voted or endorsed Donald Trump?
Never. I've never.
It's like, I mean, he's been doing podcasts for over a decade.
There's no question about it. But I want you to see the reaction here. Rob, this is, can you tell everybody
Klitschko,
who this
the fighter,
is?
right?
Klitschko.
This is the heavyweight champion.
Yeah, but he's also, I think, a big player in Ukrainian politics.
He is. Go ahead, Rob.
Joe Rogan, I listened to your latest podcast. I'm sending you this video to let you know that I disagree. You talk about these American weapons being sent to Ukraine, which you believe will lead to the Third World War. So, let me tell you that you're repeating Russian propaganda.
Sure.
Putin's Russia is in trouble, so they want to scare you and people like you. His war was supposed to last 3 days. It has lasted 3 years, thanks to the heroism and sacrifice of us Ukrainians. So you're using the only weapon that Putin really intends to use, propaganda. And this weapon really weakens our democracies. Putin's Russia wants to destroy Ukraine quietly. They want America to stay quiet, not great, but quiet. A great America is not an America that abandons countries that defend freedom with their lives. In short, you see, I have quite a few points of difference. If you invite me on your podcast, we could discuss them like free men.
I wonder how much of that $180 billion he's getting. What are you talking about? Like, everything that's happening right now is obvious. It's Blinken. It's all these guys that are trying to start a war before Biden is out. There's no even. It's not even a secret.
What do you mean?
Everybody,
start a war?
Like not. I mean, start us getting really involved with the war.
We're already really involved.
No, I mean, I agree. No, I agree. We're at war. Listen, we're sending them weapons and missiles and
we send them weapons. We send them money. We send them aid.
We're in a war, but an
humanitarian
escalation.
packages.
But an escalation to where we're gonna deploy our troops for something that should never have happened. I think it's absolutely.
I'm gonna pose a crazy question.
Go for it.
What percentage do you agree with the Rogan camp versus the Klitschko camp? The camp, and I'm not putting words in anybody's mouth, from what I discern from this, is World War III is happening. Why are we sending all this money? We got to get the hell out of there. 000. Take parts of Ukraine. We're done. Or, hey, no, they were supposed to take us in 3 days. It's been 3 years. We're doing our fight. Freedom-loving people support us. What percentage do you agree with each argument?
Here's my thing. I'm leaning obviously way more towards the Rogan argument because, and I feel bad for the Ukrainian people because they had no choice, Adam. They had no choice. How many times has Putin said, don't get close, don't put NATO, don't do this, and then we constantly keep pushing it. So they're victims in this. That guy is a victim.
So what percentage?
I'm 80% Rogan and I'm 20% because I feel bad for the actual people that are there that are suffering because of the policies and the by the way, this is all us. This is the United States. Who's the most prolific money giving to Ukraine? Who is it?
Well, it's the United States.
It's the United States.
It's also
What's the
EU,
reason?
yeah.
What's the reason? Is it like with the border? Because we care about illegals? No. Do we care about Ukrainians? No. It's all business. It's all money laundering. Tom, am I lying? Am I off?
Tom,
No,
you want to
I
answer
think
the same question, by the way?
Yeah, so I'll tell you where I'm at. 5 things, excuse me, I'm sorry, can be true at the same time. The military-industrial complex is taking advantage of a war and selling and making a lot of money because a lot of our money, absolutely factually, it's proven, is making a U-turn.
Yes.
Billions go there, billions
Come
end up
back.
at General Dynamics and Boeing and United Technology,
Weapons,
Pratt & Whitney, all that.
Yep.
Okay, so military-industrial complex, corrupt, check. Ukraine's leadership and diplomats, and Ukraine is corrupt and has been. Check. The Ukrainian soldiers are bravely fighting for what they believe is their homeland.
Check.
Russia is completely out of line to go take land, but was provoked on the whole NATO question going back 25 years.
Check.
And Biden is being a complete fool, playing into the hands of military-industrial complex, trying to kind of escalate things and trigger Putin.
Check.
I think all of those things are true at the same time. And I think the boxer, Mr. K, is
Vitaly Klitschko.
Klitschko.
He's the mayor of Kiev.
He is
Heavyweight champion of the world at one point.
Right. I think he is.
So was his brother, I want to say.
Right. He is saying, as a Ukrainian citizen, that he's looking around and sees Ukrainians bravely fighting for the soil of their homeland. That can be true. And so I see this all together, that the war should have never started. Russia's trying to take land. They should go back. But my fear, and I said this before a week ago, the way we solve wars nowadays is we negotiate treaties and somebody gets something that they shouldn't have. I happen to be in favor of the DMZ that was created in the
North Korea,
the Sinai Peninsula, in
Egypt,
after Sadat came over the canal, and then Israel said, "Nope, we want a buffer zone on our side of it that we're going to police it." And so that's what I think. A lot of things can be true at the same time.
Yes, sir.
We got 5 days left for the month, counting today. December's 31. That makes it 36. January 20th, right, Rob?
Yeah.
January 20th would be 56.
We're basically 2 months almost.
Yeah.
We've gone under 60.
Yeah. And so 56 days, 55 days left till the day. I'm telling you, there's certain, as a kid, you look forward to Christmas, hurrying up and coming to get the gifts.
Yep.
As a citizen, you want that day to come as quickly as possible because you have no clue what Biden and Kamala are not on the same page.
Nope.
Biden's doing events. She's not invited. The turkey thinks she wasn't there. She was on a plane waving with a blue suit on. She's in Hawaii right now, chilling at one of the donors' house.
After $1.5 billion.
Rumors came out. Did you see the stories? The rumors came out that was reported on the fact that out of the $1.5 billion, everybody's wondering what happened to the money.
Yeah.
There's even stories about people saying that money was made because when you get $1.5 billion, guess what people are asking? Consulting firms. Hey,
PBD, 250 billion.
No. I'm talking campaign.
Oh,
Kamala
gotcha.
Harris
I thought you meant Ukraine. My apologies.
Kamala Harris
I'm sorry.
campaign.
Let him go.
$1.5 billion. Where is that money going? Who's getting the money? The $1.5 billion. Where is that going to? Rob, is that it?
No, sorry, this is an email because I'm a registered Democrat. This was the first time that I've ever, for my entire life, this is the first time
Hang on. Go
that
ahead,
I
Rob.
ever voted for a Republican candidate for Donald Trump. But this email I got on the 18th of this month, 13 days after the election, where the Harris campaign is asking for more financial contributions. Why would you need more money after the election is over?
So, but here's the part. That's for the $20 million to make up. Now you got Obama and Clintons that are disgusted, and they want nothing to do with Kamala. There's a scene with Bill Clinton saying he knew this was going to happen. Like to him, he's like, he knew Trump was going to win. What do you mean you knew Trump was going to win? So out of the $1.5 billion, who got the money? Did some people take $50 million consulting fees, $20 million consulting fees, $5 million consulting fees? Where the hell did the money go to? Where is this money? What happened? How do you spend $1.5 billion that quickly without being intent? So where am I going? Here's where I'm going with this. There's still 55 days of these guys still being in charge of everything. And who the hell is in charge? You watch Biden, he doesn't make any sense, right? So for me, on what happens here, I understand what Klitschko is saying, for sure. Adam, you are Jewish. So you're going to have some positions that are going to be you. I'm a Christian from Iran, Assyrian, Armenian. I'm going to have certain positions that I have, which is, going to be whatever it's going to be for me because I've seen it. That's my life. Vinny, military, vet. Yesterday, a guy, one of the guys I was interviewing, he says, I was in the military, he did 3 tours. I said, why'd you get out? He says, because I disagreed with the reasons why we were going to war. I said, we have another guy here that agrees with that as well. Same reason why he got it. And he was Airman of the Year in Air Force. Vinny. Tom. Diehard Blue Jays fan, Toronto Raptors fan. He's Canadian. I mean, you can't blame him, right? This is a guy that's
these things happen
from Canada. He likes Coke and a beer. But everybody somehow, some way.
Vince was better than MJ.
That's his argument, right? I understand their positions. That doesn't mean you're right. I understand why he would choose Ukraine. That doesn't mean he's right. I understand why Russians will side with Putin. That also doesn't mean they're right. We're Americans. We have one goal. You know what the goal is? No war. That's what the outcome is. What the hell can we do to stop any of this stuff? Because if a nuclear bomb goes, guess what happens next? Everything else is the domino effect. It's one by one, and it can get... Remember when December of 2019, they were saying, I don't know if you remember this, circulation about a virus, December of 2019. And we're like, what are you talking about? Yeah, there's a coronavirus, China virus we have to be careful with. Yeah, all right, whatever. What are these guys talking about? No, first case. Rob, can you pull up first case coronavirus 2019?
And didn't they say Wuhan wet lab, wet market?
Yeah.
Something with a
the
bat.
market in Wuhan. They didn't say lab.
So watch, okay. So coronavirus, Middle Eastern MERS, the SARS developed into bats. COVID-19 first appeared a small scale in November of 2019 with a large cluster appearing in Wuhan, China. When? December of 2019. Okay. And we're kind of hearing stuff on the news. How much were you really paying attention, folks? Be honest. Were we really paying attention?
Nobody.
Very little. How about in January? Very little. How about in February? Maybe a little bit more. How about the day NBA, Universal, Disney, NHL, NFL shut down? How about then? How were you reacting then? Then what happened to America? Everything changed like this. Remember that? That's how life goes. It's like cancer. You're living a good life. Everything is good. Hey, guess what? What? This is not benign. You actually have cancer. Like this. Hey, what are you doing right now? Are you sitting down? Yes. I'm going to share something with you. It's going to be painful. What's that? XYZ just passed away. That's how life changes. It's sudden. It's unexpected. You don't know what's happening. One nuclear bomb is dropped by Putin because he's sick of NATO. He's sick of the games Biden's playing. He's sick of Ukraine. It goes like this. Then all of a sudden it's World War III, and we're living in it. Then what do you say? Then in 30 years, we have to explain to our grandkids, hey, Grandpa, did you ever, like when World War III happened and 1.2 billion people died or whatever the number it's going to be, because if it happens, it could get very nasty, whatever the 6 million, 8 million, 50 million, a billion, whatever it is, if it gets intense. Did you ever think that was going to take place? No, Pops. Really? No. I never thought it was going to happen. How was it? I was literally sitting there doing my thing, and Russia dropped the first nuclear bomb, and then it was crazy. Shut down everywhere. Military shutdown. No way. Yes. What changed? And then we tell the story of what changed, because that happens like this. Now, some may say, give me a freaking break. That's never going to happen to me. That's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. Look, I'm with you. Future looks bright. We believe that. But we're also 49%, only the paranoid survive. I am for no war. I lived in Iran under war for almost 10 years, and it sucked as a kid. It left a mark on me as a kid. I saw it. It's horrible. There's nothing exciting and fun about it. Every day you're nervous. Every day you're nervous. Every day you're scared. So yes, the goal is to have no war. So I'm saying to you, the next 55 days can't come fast enough where there's going to be at least somebody that these guys fear, that he can knock some senses into Zelensky and saying, no, you don't have permission to send long-range missiles. No, Russia, you don't have permission to do this. Let's sit down and talk. Trump will fly to Moscow. He will fly to Putin. He will fly and have a meeting with those guys and say, we're coming to get, if not, putting a tariff on both of you guys. Let's sit down and talk. He will go to them, and he will figure out a way to get this thing to be done with. This is a very serious situation that we're talking about. We can sit here and just kind of think like it's news and life and all this other stuff. It is. They're playing with fire. So Rogan's position, I'm not speaking on behalf of Rogan and what Rogan is saying, but I understand Rogan's sentiment that this thing can go 0 to World War III in no time, just because these guys want to sell more weapons and money and revenue going up because you need more hypersonic whatever for us to make. Like imagine if you make that product and you're in a meeting. So how is the forecasting looking for 2025? Oh, shit, what are we going to do? It's not looking good, sir. Why is that? Because we're at peace. Everyone's getting along. Well, what's wrong with you? We can't have any peace. How are you going to hit your numbers? Sir, no one's buying right. Well, you need to create some kind of tension for people to think that something's going to happen for them to buy. We need the next propaganda. What's the next big propaganda to scare people into buying new weapons? Like, what's your sales pitch? How do you sell it? In life insurance, when we sold, guess what we talked about? Mary, John,
Yes.
you guys have life insurance.
Hold my hand.
No, we don't have life insurance.
We don't.
Many times they look like this, by the way, because I was in that market.
So-
Mary, John, do you guys have life insurance? No, we don't. Then I would say, John, what are you going to do if, God forbid, something happens to Mary?
What are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to cause it. Maybe I hope she's covered.
Look at this beautiful couple. right here.
By the way, John. By the way, but you know what it was? You would sit there and say, John, Mary, what are you going to do if John passes away and you got 3 kids? What are you going to do? Then you know what you would ask John? You would ask this question, John, would
Like
you...
if she fell in the hot tub tomorrow with a toaster.
But hear me
or
out. On a
something like
serious
that?
note, you know what the one question was that the husbands always were willing to make a decision? You know what the one question was? You ready for this question? What do you think the question is? The question was this. Vinny, let's just say it's you. You're married. Visualize you're married.
Okay.
Okay? Tom, you're married. Would you like Kim, let's call your wife,
Frederica.
Mary.
Okay, Mary's good.
More marriage.
Would you like her to be forced to marry a man due to desperation of money?
No.
Or would you like her to have the choice to marry somebody that she feels can protect your kids because their father's no longer
Option
here?
B. I don't want her to get married, period.
As weird as this is, it is a real question to be asked. Because many wives whose husbands didn't set them up financially, they just marry anybody
Yeah,
because they need somebody to pay the bills.
got it.
If they have 3 kids and they're homemakers. Make sense?
Yep.
So in a situation like this in the boardroom, they're like, hey, man, how are we going to hit these numbers? We need more war.
Jeez.
How do we create more war?
Yeah.
This is a reality that we're in right now. And again, 55 days, guys. 55 days. It's going down like this. Count down to 55 days so somebody can come in and say, hey, pump the brakes. We're not going to war. The last hat we had, the 1 out of 500, it's gone. It's sold like you wouldn't believe. And the one that's 1 out of 50, I believe there's a couple of them selling on eBay for $4,000 or $5,000, numbered hats, because it was only 50 of them. Today, we are dropping a blackout hat. This will go in no time because it's only 250 of them. This is blackout. Late at night, in the dark, you put it on, you can see the Valuetainment, the Future Looks Bright hat. This is limited edition, numbered on the site, out of 250. So first come, first serve. Place the order. It's numbered, again, out of 250 blackout. We're going to put the link up there for you to get, vtmerch.com. Go place your order. And by the way, for some of you guys that want to wear business gear, business attire, these polo shirts, I wear them 2-3 times a week with the Valuetainment logo on it. It's incredible. It's comfortable. It's fitted right. If you want to place an order of those as well, we got some of those available that just came back in. It's in full stock. I highly recommend whatever you're going to order, go order it, because on Thursday, you know what starts on Thursday? Put it in your calendar. Massive Black Friday offer starts Thursday morning. We'll be doing a podcast on Thanksgiving, but these numbered hats will go in no time. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.